Okay, let's see if we can make this piece of shit do something. Wondering how big we're going to make it. 141.4. And what are we going to do with this contrast? Going all the way. Light it up a bit. Alright, let's see how we go with this. Let's see what we've got. We've got a pair of shorts. Okay, we're going to photocopy the shorts. We're going to make maybe the front of these shorts we're going to do. We're going to try and not have the band at the top being in the frame. We're just going to turn it around, turn it on an angle or something. Sorry folks, the camera work isn't so crash hot. It's a little bit shitty. It's not easy trying to do this, so I'm trying to use both hands whatever I can. And now we're just going to print it. See how we go, first go. Alright, let's see how this looks. Well, that looks interesting. Nice and colourful. I'm wondering if we're going to keep it like that, even though I don't like the way the seams are. I mean, we'll just see if we're going to keep it like that. I'm wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. It's going to be there. I'm going to make that the centre. And let's see, how about, yeah, I think that's going to be the centre. So it's an interesting piece. So I'm wondering if we're going to just move it a bit, maybe. Yeah, I don't like the way that's straight up and down. Straight up and down doesn't hold true for me. I don't like it straight up and down. So I'm just going to tilt it big time, make it look more interesting. So we're just going to push that up there. I don't think we're going to drop the dock feeder on it, so we're going to try again. This time we're just going to leave the dock feeder open. It's easier that way. So yeah, I was thinking of doing it first go, but the first go doesn't look all that good. So now we're just going to make the seams on an angle to make it more interesting, to make it look better. And I think it's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. And we've got a nice angle there, in there. So don't like the colour in there, but wondering, it's hard to know whether it's good enough or not. It's not an easy one to do, this one, folks. So we're going to try again. I just feel like my perfectionism is kicking in, my desire to be as close to perfect as possible without being actually perfect. But it's not easy trying to get it right. It's always like a gamble. It just does. You just don't know until you've printed it out if it's going to work. And that looks interesting, but it looks shithouse. Now we've just taken a punt and now everything's all vertical. Let's see. We've made it look shit. It looks very shit now that everything's all vertical instead of horizontal, instead of angled. It looks shithouse, folks. Now we just have to go back on it, and we're just going to move this across. We're just going to make sure it's got a fair amount of angle, but we don't want it so angled that we end up losing the angle in the print. The print is it's bloody difficult, folks, trying to win with this. I feel like I should have kept it as was, but we might. Now that looks shithouse. Folks, we're getting worse. We're getting worse at it, folks. Wondering if maybe we can do away with printing the seams and just print the actual pattern. I'm going to do the back of these pants. So now I'm just going to lie that seam on the edge, near the edge, and I'm going to blow it up or enlarge it 200%. We're going to make it bigger, and I'm hoping this will make a better job. I don't know how this is going to work, folks, but this is not an easy original. Another option might be to make it into a movement piece, where it might turn out looking a lot better that way. So let's see how we went. That looks all right. I'm wondering what we're going to do with it. We're going to make it stuff it, folks. We're going to make it into a movement piece. We're not going to bloody make it boring stills. We're going to make it movement. We're going to make a moving piece out of this. So we're going to press it there, and we're going to slip and slide this pair of shorts across the glass. We're going to make it more interesting and more lively. So we're just going to scrunch around like that, and hopefully we've got something good out of it. I didn't think of this until just then. We make a master copy. That looks quite nice. I think we can run with that. And now we're just going to take our pants and put them away. And we're just going to take this and turn it into a master copy. So, how big are we going to make this thing? We're going to return it to 100. We're going to change it over to this. So we're just going to change the settings to reflect copying off a copy. Copy density is going to go lighter. Contrast is going to remain the same, I think. So now we're just going to make a print off this, and it's going to be a lot more interesting than the shit we produced earlier. It's going to be a lot more interesting than just a static image. Well, it is a static image, but you know what I mean, a static image of a whatever. Sorry, folks, I'm getting a bit confusing. Sorry. So now this will look better as a movement piece rather than a still piece. So, okay, that looks good. So now we'll just move that one out of the way, and we're just going to put these movement pieces together once we've finished printing them off. Just heard a clack noise, like a mechanical sound. Not a good sound for Konica Minolta. But let's see if we can make this look really nice. I'm just trying to line up the corners as much as I can, but they're a little bit on the curly side, so it's a little bit tricky. Now we're just going to print off 2 mirrors of this. Probably don't need that setting now because we're just copying off an A4, straight off an A4, so it should recognise it properly. So we don't need to do that. We don't need to put down the original size. This demo is going to be a little bit prolongated, folks. Fortunately, I've got myself a new micro SD card today, but I think we've got a lot of room on this card still before we run out of space. But it's a large demo we're making here. Only realising later on that we have to turn this into a movement piece to get anything decent out. So let's see how that looks. That looks good. And we're just going to line up this side and hope the other pieces match in their position nicely. Yeah, that's good. Now that's really interesting. A lot better than a static image. Yeah, gotta go.